Hi there, this is Chris, Chaplain Cap Motor Legends. Today I want to talk to you about a suit from the Spanish brand Fuel. It's called the Astrail suit. And don't forget, if you like what you see, if you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Fuel is not exactly what you'd call a technical company. They're no Klim, they're no Rucker, they're not even a Halvarsons. In fact, historically, we have been a little bit dismissive of the Spanish brand. We've sometimes thought of Fuel as a brand that was more concerned about style than substance. It was the brand you went to if you were more concerned about looking like an adventure rider than about actually being one. And the fact that this particular suit comes in the design of the Lucky Strike sponsored Paris-Dakar team from the 90s tends to somewhat reinforce that view. But this suit still has a lot going for it. It's a 3-layer outfit, so it offers a huge amount of flexibility. It's the kind of suit you could wear all year round. At a pinch, you could even cross the Sahara in it. And it's not that expensive either. In fact, it offers pretty amazing value for money. So what we're going to do now, we're going to talk about the jacket first, and then we'll come on and talk about the pants. First thing, in our view, this is how a proper adventure jacket should be constructed. We do not really buy into the fully laminated adventure jacket. Such jackets are really for road riders who want to adopt, I suppose, an adventure aesthetic. If you want to partake of a real adventure, you want a jacket where the membrane can be removed. And that's because a membrane has no role to play when the temperatures start soaring or when you're working hard off-road. The Astrail is made from a mix of nylon and ripstop fabric. There's a suede-like material here on the shoulders and on the elbows, but we're not really sure whether that's there for abrasion resistance or just for the look. However it's achieved, the Astrail meets the AA standard for abrasion resistance under EN 17092. And I've got to say, that's what you'd hope for. You really wouldn't want a AAA rated adventure jacket. It would just be too hot and heavy. It would not be nice to ride in. Jacket comes with shaped D30 armour in the shoulders and the elbows. You get a D30 back protector as standard with the Astrail. It's all level 1. You could upgrade to level 2, but I think you'd only do so if you were looking at doing some very serious off-roading. And if that were the case, I think you'd probably go for a level 2 bodysuit of some sort. You get these large vents or long vents all the way up the sleeves. You get vents here on the chest, and you get a vent all the way across the back. But I have to say that this rubric on the chest vent, leave the main road, well, that's just a little bit hipster for us, I'm afraid. You get these 2 large lower flat pockets that fasten with zips and poppers. On the left sleeve, you get this transparent pocket that will hold a mobile phone. There are 2 pockets in the mesh lining of the jacket, and on the back you get a really useful, large, expandable pocket. To cinch the fit, there's an adjustable belt here at the waist of the jacket, and we like that. I think that's pretty necessary on any kind of longer jacket. You get these adjusters on the sleeves, and you also get a really neat system here for fastening the neck and for adjusting the volume of the neck fitting, as it were. Here at the side of the jacket, you've got gussets, zipped gussets that are going to allow the jacket to splay a little when you sit on the bike. The jacket comes with short and long zips that enable you to connect to a Fuel pant. You also get some high-vis banding here for a little bit of extra nighttime visibility. I look at the Astrail jacket and I try to be objective about it. The spec is great. It's got a terrific spec. The jacket wants for very little. If I was being critical, I could perhaps point out that the zips are not by YKK, but that really isn't a big deal. The jacket is in many ways impressive. But then I read this wording here on the sleeve, and it says Fuel Motorcycles, Expedition Garment Division. And I ask myself, really? Anyway, a 3-layer jacket, which is what this is so called because it has removable thermal and waterproof liners. What we like about the liners on the Astrail is that they can be attached to the jacket independently. So you can wear the outer jacket with just a waterproof liner, you can wear the outer jacket with just a thermal liner, or obviously you can put all 3 together. The thermal liner, it's got to be said, is nothing particularly special. It contains some form of non-specific hollow form fibre of some description. The liner cannot be worn off the bike as there's no zip up the front of the jacket. The liner is going to do a job, but there are probably better and thinner ways of staying warm. Now, Fuel does not tell us who their removable waterproof membrane is by and what the waterproofing and breathability scores of that membrane are. But we suspect that it's not the most technical membrane. But one of the things that Fuel does claim is that the membrane in the removable membrane in the Astrail can be worn under the jacket or over the jacket. But we just don't see it. That can only really work properly if there's stretch in the membrane, if you've got something like a Gore-Tex stretch membrane. And there's absolutely no stretch in the Astrail's membrane. So technically, and I'm sure someone could prove that you could wear the membrane over the jacket, but it's going to feel restrictive, it's not going to be particularly comfortable. And I cannot therefore but feel that Fuel is overreaching in this particular regard. This notwithstanding, the Astrail makes a good fist of being an adventure jacket. It perhaps wouldn't be my first choice for an around the world trip, but it's not a bad effort. And it actually doesn't look bad. Well, at least not in this colourway. In terms of sizing, the jacket comes in just 6 sizes. Now the similar Moira jacket from Halvarsons comes in 11 sizes, and I've got to say that's what you would expect of a premium product. 6 sizes, I'm afraid, doesn't quite cut it in the big league. As is usually the case with a suit, the pant will match the jacket in most aspects of design and construction, and I think that's pretty much the case here with the Astrail. So the chassis of the pant, you've got the same mix of nylon and ripstop fabric here on the knees for extra razor resistance. What the pant has that the jacket does not have is a PU waterproof coating, and that's an extra layer of water resistance. It's not just a DWR, which the jacket will have. A PU coating is quite a strong water resistance coating, and I will come back and explain why I think they've done that. You've got a removable waterproof liner with the pant as you have with the jacket, but you do not get a removable thermal liner. To tell the truth, that doesn't bother us too much because even at the top end of the market, adventure suits will often come with a thermal in the jacket, but not a thermal in the pant. You've got vents here on the thighs, you've got a couple of cargo pockets, you've got reflective banding here at the bottom of the legs, you've got a Velcro adjustable belt. The armour in the Astrail pant is level 1 D3O, it's shaped D3O, the same as we get in the jacket. You've got the same AA rating under EN 17092 for abrasion resistance. There are, however, a couple of points, a couple of details that are probably worth highlighting with the trousers. Now, thankfully, Fuel does not suggest with the trousers that the membrane can be worn on the outside as well as the inside. I just think that would be unbearably uncomfortable. But what they do quote for the membrane in the pant is a waterproofing score, and that score is 3000, and it's got to be said that as a waterproofing score, that is not particularly impressive. In fact, it's quite unimpressive, given that a Gore-Tex membrane has a score of 20,000. Truth, 3000 is just one step above water resistance. But it may be that Fuel's take here is that they're going to put a more breathable, less waterproof membrane in the trousers, but supplement that with a waterproof coating on the outside of the pant. And if they've done that, there's certainly a logic to that. What we're hoping is that because Fuel hasn't given us a score for the jacket, the membrane in the jacket, we're hoping that that is not a 3000 score as well, because if it is, that really is just not good enough. Finally, Fuel claim that the pant, the leg of the pant, can be worn inside or outside an adventure boot. Now, you do get fairly long zips, but I think the narrowness of the leg means that they're only going to go over a pretty lightweight adventure boot, what we would call a crossover boot. They're going to go over a short adventure boot easily, but they're not going to go over something like, I don't know, the City Adventure 2 boots. But I think, once again, Fuel is overreaching here, because the only way that the leg of these trousers will fit inside a boot is if you're riding, I don't know, in a pair of Wellingtons. Otherwise, wearing these legs inside a boot is just not a goer. Finally, sizing. As with the jacket, the Astrail pant comes in 6 sizes, 6 waist sizes, but the pant does not come in any leg lengths, and that cuts out a huge percentage of riders. So really, as far as the Astrail pant is concerned, and I suppose therefore, as far as the Astrail suit is concerned, really short people or really tall people need not apply. Undoubtedly, the Astrail makes for a good-looking adventure suit. It's got a lot going for it, and on paper the spec is truly impressive. But when it comes down to the detail, I feel that the suit lacks perhaps some finesse, and Fuel's over-claiming doesn't always sit particularly well with us. I feel that Fuel is telling people what they want to hear, what they want to believe, without actually delivering at times on those promises. I think that having broken down the suit, the view that I stated, or the question that I posed at the beginning, which is Fuel more about style and substance, I think that that's not totally wide of the mark. But the suit offers amazing value. However, it's not quite, in our view, the real deal. You wouldn't, I think, go around the world in the Astrail. But if you have a modern scrambler, if you want to look the part, maybe tackle the odd green lane, then this might be the perfect outfit for you. And as I've said, the price is amazing. At £700 all in for the jacket and the pant, it's still £400 less than the Halvarsens, Mora and Malone combination. And until we came across the Astrail, we always thought that the Halvarsens offered fantastic value for money. Well, I hope you found that interesting. If you'd like to see more adventure jackets, if you'd like to see more removable membrane jackets, then visit the website motorlegends.com. If you want to learn more about the Astrail jacket that we've been discussing today, then click on one of the links on the screen. Sometimes they're up there, sometimes they're down there. That will take you directly to the relevant page on our website. Now, when you're there, you can check out the spec in a little bit more detail. You can check on availability, and obviously if you want to buy a jacket, you can do that there and then. When you do buy from us, we try to make the process as simple, straightforward and risk-free as we possibly can. There's no delivery charge on any item of protected wear that you buy from us. Returns are totally free, and what's more, we give you a full 12 months in which to decide whether you do want to return something to us. We have the best price promise in the business. Now, John Lewis was rightly famed for its never knowingly undersold price promise, but we go one stage better. If you can find anyone selling anything that we sell at a price that is lower than ours, we will beat that competitor's price by a full 10%. Now, there are a few terms and conditions associated with what we call our price beat. Nothing particularly onerous, I assure you, but if you are going to attempt to price beat us, I suggest you go over to the website and check out what those terms and conditions are. If in the future you'd like to see bulletins from us about new products, then go to the website. At the top of every page there's a piece of script that says newsletter sign up. Click on there, within seconds you'll be in business. In future you'll receive all of our email bulletins. If, however, you prefer to get your information videographically, that is to say in this form, we'd be simply delighted if you wanted to become a subscriber to our YouTube channel, and you can do that by clicking on the button below. I'd like to finish with a mention of our fabulous little shop here at Motor Legends. We're based about a mile from the centre of Guildford, a mile from the railway station. And as I've suggested, it's a small shop, it's got a small footprint, but it's attached to our warehouse where we have more than £4 million worth of motorcycle merchandise arranged over 3 floors. And technically that makes this the second largest motorcycle shop in the country. But I'd like to think that we are more than just the amount of gear we have here in the warehouse. We're all about service, we're all about personal fitting. If you want to check us out, visit Trustpilot. We have the highest 5-star ranking in the business. And when you come and see us, we'll serve you only the finest Italian indie coffee, or we'll serve you proper Yorkshire tea in a proper teapot. And who knows, if you're lucky, you might even get to sample one of our delicious motorcycle-shaped shortbread biscuits. Anyway, this has been Chris. I hope to talk to you again soon.